welcome to another rendition of Math is Easy, Step by Step. So I would like to go over another type of question that you will see on the math portion of the GED and the HiSET equivalency exams. And I also, like always, like to go over a number of different skills in review that you just gotta have if you're going to answer these questions correctly. So I like to show you the question, and then there'll be multiple videos to go over the skills you need in review. And on the final video part, I will go over how to answer this particular question. And then you could test your skills. So each time a quarter is tossed into the air, it has a 50% chance of it landing on tails, on the tails side. The coin gets flipped 7 times. What is the probability it will land on tails each and every time? So here we're looking at probability, or the odds. What are the odds of it landing? And when you're dealing with probability, you're dealing with percents, chances, broken down into percents. And so we want to go over and review some certain skills before we're able to answer this particular type question. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go over and review with you some really key skills that you should have prior to moving forward in answering this type of question. So the first thing I'd like to review with you are converting fractions to decimals, and then those decimals into percents. So remember, every fraction is a division problem. Okay, if you haven't seen my video, take a look at my video on fractions. Okay, I go over in very details, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, converting fractions. So this is a review. 1/2, or 1 divided by 2, which I'm showing you here. Right? Or, again, another way to show this is 1 divided by 2. And behind that 1 to the right is an invisible 1. And I always talk, I'm sorry, not an invisible 1, invisible decimal. To the right of that 1 is an invisible decimal. Show that decimal, and then you can add as many zeros as you like. You can go on to infinity if you like, but I think 5 zeros to the right of the decimal will be enough. So I want to continue turning this fraction into a decimal, because every fraction is a division problem. All right, so now I'm looking at this, I'm thinking 2 times what number gives me 1? 0. There's no number times 2 that will give me 1. So then I'll go to the next place. What number times 2 would give me 10? Well, here you can see 2 times 5 would give me 10. So I'm going to subtract 10 from the 10 you see here. And by the way, show that decimal, raise it above that divisor bar, and it goes right in front of that value of 5, or 5/10. 5/10. So 2 times 5 gives me 10. I'm going to subtract 10 from 10. That gives me 0. I'm going to bring down my 0. Okay. What number times 2 will give me 0? Well, 2 times 0 gives me 0. So I'll subtract those 2 zeros. I'll bring down the 0. I'll bring down another 0. And you can see here, again, 2 times 0 gets me 0. And I can go on and on and on. All these zeros will continue and keep growing for infinity. So you can see that 1/2 has now been converted into 0.50. 0.50. And again, 0, 0, 0, 0. As many zeros, you can add as many zeros as you like. So now I've converted a fraction to a decimal. Now I want to convert this decimal, or 0.50, into a percent. So let's go ahead and take a look what that's going to look like here. In order to convert this decimal into a percent, you want to move the decimal 2 times to the right. Then just simply add your percent symbol and you've converted a fraction to a decimal to a percent. Let me show you what that looks like here. Again, we're moving that decimal 1 time to the right. One more time is 2 times to the right. There is an invisible decimal to the right of that 0. Just add that percent symbol and you've converted a decimal to a percent. Again, 2 times to the right, add your symbol. That decimal is now a percent. Could you show that decimal to the right of the 0 and then add a bunch of zeros in the percent? Sure, but it's still going to be 50% any way you look at it. Okay, so hopefully this is helpful. Let me show you a second example of just converting a decimal to a percent. We got 0.755. You take that decimal, you move it 2 places to the right, add your symbol, and you have 75.5%, or 75.5%, right? Because there's that invisible 0 to the right of the 5. You can put as many zeros as you like. 75.5%. So that is a quick video on how to turn a fraction to a decimal to a percent. In the next video, I would like to show you how to review how to turn a percent into a fraction into a decimal. Math is easy. Take it step by step.